How important is it for Greek banks that eurozone leaders are seen to reach an agreement with the Greek government today?
It is extremely important. We have been through this crisis for long. We have lost the last 5 years 100 billion euros of deposits. This is over 50% of GDP. We keep losing deposits every day. We keep depending on ECB to fund the deposit outflow. This is not a sustainable situation. The Greek banking system cannot continue in the current situation of every day losing hundreds of millions of euros by depositors that are fearful of a Grexit.
How nerve-wracking is it to be dependent on the European Central Bank's judgment that Greek banks are viable and should continue to receive support?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Every day we have to try very hard to calm our staff. We have to try very hard to calm our clients. We have to address the issue that we have plenty of collateral to address the capital outflows, the deposit outflows.
If, in a worst case, and obviously everybody hopes this doesn't happen, the talks break up today and there looks to be no sign of a deal, would Greek banks be able to open tomorrow?
This is for the authorities to decide, because for the Greek banks to open, which is something that we would like to do, we have to have access to the euro system funding. Without access to the euro system funding, obviously we cannot meet the demands by our clients to withdraw their deposits. So a prerequisite for us to remain open is that the euro system remains open to us.
So just to reiterate this point, it all comes down to whether Mario Draghi and the Governing Council of the European Central Bank determines that progress is being made in negotiations with the government.
If there is no agreement today, my understanding is that ECB and the euro system, they have to introduce additional proposals, because the imposition of capital controls is not a decision taken by the euro system. It's a decision taken by the Greek government, and the Greek government has to pass through the parliament a law that imposes capital controls.
Because there would have to be legislation, there would be a period, and who knows how long it would be, when you'd simply have to close your doors.
Technically, it will take a few days for the banks to remain on a bank holiday to introduce the technicalities and the technical preparation for introducing capital controls. This is not the way to go.
Which is why, again, to reiterate, it's so important that we see agreement today.
Yeah, to me, to the management of the bank, to the thousands of employees of the bank, we are absolutely convinced that Greece has to proceed to find an agreement with our creditors and European partners. For Greece, no agreement would be a disastrous event. We have no way to measure today what will happen if we follow that path. I'm afraid, as an economist, that it would be a disastrous event for everybody here.